Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Two-day training workshop for BNP MPs ahead of 13th Jatiya Sangsad session concludes. President to address Parliament on Thursday. Efforts to be taken to make Parliament vibrant and effective, says Information Minister. Former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia to be awarded Best Indomitable Woman Award for Advancement of Democracy. Dua and Milad Mahfils organized on Prime Minister Tariq Rahman's 28th imprisonment day. Eid market in port city of Chattogram gets momentum as customers throng to markets. Massive US-Israeli strikes heat several locations across Iran as the war enters 8th day. And India to face New Zealand in T20 World Cup final in Ahmedabad tomorrow. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. A second-day training workshop has ended for the elected members of Parliament of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party to provide them with guidance on parliamentary activities including legislative procedures, bills, the national budget and the work of parliamentary standing committees. The workshop was inaugurated today at 10 a.m. at the BNP Chairperson's office in Gulshan by BNP Secretary General and LJRD Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alam. In the morning session, members of Parliament from Dhaka District, Mymensingh and other districts of Dhaka Division as well as from Faridpur District took part. Later, speaking to journalists, BNP Standing Committee member and Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed said that members of Parliament will work to fulfill the expectations of the people. He added that the public will now see a welfare-oriented parliament, moving away from the negative political culture of the past. He also said that BNP does not see any challenge in meeting the nation's expectations, even though two-thirds of the MPs are newly elected. In the afternoon session, MPs from the Sylhet, Kumilla and Chattogram districts are scheduled to participate. According to BNP officials, the workshop has been arranged mainly for newly elected representatives and ministers ahead of the first session of the National Parliament, which is scheduled to begin on March 12. The workshop features experienced former bureaucrats, academics and former members of Parliament who provide guidance on MPs' responsibilities, parliamentary conventions for cabinet members and strategies for effectively managing ministries. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zohiruddin Shapon said that according to parliamentary procedure, the President will deliver a speech in Parliament on the first day of the session. He added that all preparations for the address have been completed. He made these remarks to journalists today after the first session of the final day of a training workshop for the elected members of Parliament of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party. The workshop was held at the BNP Chairperson's political office in Gulshan in the capital. The minister said that the priority will be given to making the parliament vibrant and effective. He also noted that the newly elected MPs are being trained on how to work under parliamentary rules so that they can reduce mental pressure and become more skilled in carrying out their responsibilities. The Ministry of Women and Children Affairs will confer the Best Indomitable Woman in Advancing Democracy, Ganatantrer Agrojatrai Shreshto Odomonari Award on Begum Khaleda Zia. It will be given to her under the Indomitable Women Award program marking International Women's Day 2026. The award will be handed over at a function to be held at Osmani Memorial Auditorium in the capital on March 8 as part of the International Women's Day celebrations. Khaleda Zia is being honored in recognition of her indomitable leadership in the restoration of democracy through uncompromising struggle and her outstanding contributions to upholding the democratic process in the country. As in previous years, 5 women will also be honored as Best Indomitable Woman, Shreshto Odomonari, in 5 different categories this year. Today, March 7, marks the 20th imprisonment day of Tariq Rahman, chairman of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party and Prime Minister of Bangladesh, proponent of grassroots politics and a politician focused on production, development and prosperity. On the night of March 7, 2007, during the turbulent period in Bangladesh, he was arrested under the emergency regulations imposed by the controversial army-backed government. The arrest was carried out without a warrant, case, general diary or specific charges, targeting one of the most popular politicians of contemporary Bangladesh. During the political crisis known as the 111 period, Tariq Rahman became the main target of both domestic and foreign conspirators. During the 2-year rule of the army-backed caretaker government and the subsequent 15 years of the fascist Awami League government, various state agencies including the National Board of Revenue (NBR) and the Anti-Corruption Commission (ACC), along with special task forces, conducted extensive investigations at home and abroad. However, the statement claims that they failed to prove allegations of corruption, extortion or illegal wealth accumulation against Tariq Rahman. During the emergency period, amendments were repeatedly made to the Speedy Trial Act in an effort to secure his conviction. Following the continuity of the 111 government, the Awami League government continued political vendetta by filing more than 100 cases against Tariq Rahman across the country. A review of the government's actions and cases against him after his arrest shows it was a harsh attempt to tarnish the reputation of a promising political leader and remove him from politics through false allegations. After coming to power, the Bangladesh Awami League government intensified efforts both domestically and internationally, using state institutions to investigate accusations of corruption and nepotism against Tariq Rahman. Agencies such as the ACC, the NBR, along with complaints filed by party activists across the country, reportedly brought more than 100 new cases against him, yet none of the allegations were proven. As the Iran war enters another week, tensions in global politics are arising. Many see the conflict as a war driven by the United States and Israel over Middle Eastern oil, and it has also created growing concerns about the global economy. The oil market in particular has become highly volatile, and the impact is now being felt in Bangladesh as well. In the capital, fuel stations are witnessing scenes resembling a battlefield with motorists competing to get fuel by standing in long queues. Consumers said that they are rushing to fill up their tanks out of fear that the Middle East conflict could disrupt oil supplies. Officials at fuel stations, however, said the country's fuel reserves remain stable for now, though panic among the public is growing. They mentioned that such situations often arise whenever there are fears of a potential crisis. Consumers also claim that although the government has instructed stations to remain open and regulate fuel distribution during the situation, these rules are not being followed in many places. Motorbike riders are reportedly facing the greatest difficulties amid the current situation. Each shopping in the port city has gained significant momentum, with major malls and traditional markets experiencing a surge in crowds, from the fancy outlets of Nasirabad to the narrow wholesale lanes of Tehri Bazaar. Shoppers are hunting for the perfect festive clothing. Women's wear, with a high demand for exotic names and intricate designs, remains the primary driver of the early shopping rush. Markets like New Market, Sunmar Ocean City, Bali Arcade, and Afmi Plaza are bustling with buyers. Styles like Maria, Parsi, Sharara, Arabian cutting, and Aganur are dominating customers' preferences. For those looking for variety on a budget, Tehri Bazaar and the Chattogram shopping complex are the go-to destinations. Men's shopping is also picking up pace, with Punjabi remaining the undisputed first choice for Eid mornings. Apart from clothing, footwear, cosmetics, and bag stores are also seeing a steady stream of customers. The Holy Eid al-Fitr is the most important religious occasion for the Bengali Muslims. The pressure of passengers on road transport and trains increases centering the occasion. The road and railway authorities have already started preparations in Chattogram to handle the pressure of passengers and ensure safe and comfortable travel on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. The sale of train tickets for Eid Homegoa started on March 3. 100% of train tickets are available online like the previous years. Each passenger is entitled to buy 2 tickets for the return trip. The journey by train will start on March 13. There will be additional coaches in regular trains along with a special train. A special Eid train will run to and from Chandpur from March 16. Arrangements are being made to ensure safe travel for passengers heading home for Eid by road too, like every year. Now, international news. Huge explosions have hit several locations across Iran, including the capital Tehran, as the war that has ignited the Middle East entered its 8th day. The United States-Israeli attacks sent up clouds of dark smoke in the Iranian capital early on Saturday, and Tehran retaliated by firing missiles at Israel. The U.S. has warned of a forthcoming bombing campaign that officials said that would be the most intense yet in the week-long conflict, which has already killed at least 1,230 people and is set to cause further casualties daily. Much of the region has become embroiled in the war, with Tehran not only launching retaliatory strikes on Israel but hitting U.S. assets across the Gulf. Israel's military said early on Saturday it had started to a broad-scale wave of strikes on targets in Tehran. Iranians are now walking today 8 since the initiation of the U.S.-Israeli airstrikes targeting different facilities and places across the Iranian capital and elsewhere in the country, said Al Jazeera's Tawhid Asadi. Reporting from Tehran, continuous attacks have been occurring since midnight, he said. According to the latest reports, Mehrabad, which is one of the 2 main airports in the Iranian capital, was targeted. The nearby area was said to be affected as well, said Asadi. Meanwhile, attacks have been taking place in other cities across the country, targeting not just military areas or political centers, but also residential areas, schools, and hospitals, he added. Amir Saeed Iravani, Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, told the UN Security Council on Friday that the US and Israel are bombing civilian areas in his country. Due to the ongoing conflict in Iran, global oil prices have exceeded $90 per barrel. Such a sharp weekly surge in oil prices has not been seen since the COVID-19 pandemic. This increase in oil prices has created new risks of inflation around the world. Because of insufficient storage capacity for oil reserves, reports have emerged that production has been reduced at some oil fields in Kuwait. Following this, the price of Brent crude rose to $91.89 on Friday. This is the highest oil price since April 2024. Since the United States and Israel attacked Iran on February 28, international oil prices have increased by more than 25%. This marks the largest weekly rise in oil prices since April 3, 2020. In Nepal's parliamentary election, the National Independent Party (RSP), which led the country's recent mass uprising, is leading by a large margin. According to the preliminary results released, the party is ahead in more than 100 seats and had already secured victory in one seat. According to initial information from the Election Commission, the Nepali Congress has won one seat and is leading in about 10 seats. In addition, the CPN-UML is leading in 12 seats and the Communist Party of Nepal is ahead in around 10 seats. Now, sports news. Cricket. India and New Zealand are set to face each other in the final of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad tomorrow. India, the defending champions, aim to win their second consecutive T20 World Cup title and third overall. New Zealand is looking to win their first ever T20 World Cup, having previously been runners-up in 2021. India defeated England by 7 runs in a thrilling semi-final in Mumbai to reach the final. New Zealand reached the final after a dominant 9-wicket victory against South Africa in Kolkata.